Hey guys, so I'm gonna do this basic men's haircut just to show you guys how you can get through this quarantine time. I'm just gonna do the very basics so that you guys can all understand and kind of get an idea what to do. So you will start off with your clipper. If you have a guard, that's gonna be the easiest. So pick the guard that you want and just slide it on. There's also usually a little switch on it somewhere where you notice that the blades up here will move when you move it, so you can adjust the guard size that way as well. So I am doing a number 2, which is the standard. Usually most men want a number 2. So I'm gonna have it open so that the teeth are down instead of up. And I'm just gonna start with that. And basically, I'm just gonna go from the bottom up, and I'm gonna leave right where his head rounds on this side. You wanna kind of stick right under that. So maybe 3 fingers above the ear, all the way around is where you're going to stop with the clippers. And then just look down a little bit. And so I am kind of flicking it up a little bit right as I get to that point on the where I said I was going to stop, so that it's not just a harsh line. 'Cause afterward, when you're blending it, it will be a little bit harder. So now what you want to do is go a guard up from the first one you did. So I first did a 2, now I'm grabbing a number 3 guard. I put that on there and I still have it open. And now I'm going to just go a little bit higher to blend that. The difference here is that Taryn has a longer hairstyle on top, so I'm not going to do your traditional Caesar cut where it's blended right into the sides are blended right into the top area. I'll give you an idea of how that will look, but for him, I'm not going to do that. So for you, if your guy had the sides blended into the top, what you're going to do is take a comb and then grab a piece of hair like so, combing it all out, and get your finger in there and try to line up where the bottom is and hold it straight out. So you want it to be straight all the way around up with your hand, and then this will be straight up this way. So you will kind of have a square and you can soften those corners after. So what you would do then is once you got your marker here, then you would go in and cut. And then you would take your next section, find your guide at the bottom here, and then cut all this off. Okay, so now if we pretend that he has his sides blended into the top, I'll just kind of show you how I do the top here. So once you have that, now you're going to take your guide from this side and match it to the other side. So I have most of this comb forward, and I'm just going to take a small section here, and we're just going to cut straight across. We're just going to go like a 1/2 inch at a time, moving toward the front here, and you can pull the previous section in with your new section so that you can see where that, I'm not sure if you can see there, but this is where the previous section is, so I'm going to pull all that off. Okay, just up a bit. Now if you are a little risky, you can try cutting into it on a point. So this is just going to give it a little bit more of a texture. So I'm going in not like this and not like this, but in the middle. So it's going to look jagged like that, but that's how you give the ends a little bit of texture instead of having the blunt line like that. So, and be careful that you don't cut your finger. So I'm gonna continue doing that technique for the rest and just up a bit. So now I'm gonna use this little guy to do the outsides. It is a bit different than the bigger one I was using before. If you only have a big one or just one, then you can definitely use the one. So what we're gonna do is just clean up the perimeter of the hairline here. So get them to look down. And you just ideally want just kind of a straight line here. And you don't need to cut into the hairline at all. Just keep it so you can just kind of clean up those little hairs right in there. There's your basic, very basic